Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We have just had a long and difficult war, but an important war, which has allowed us to accomplish much. From here, I think we'll just deal with a little bit of housekeeping. I want to talk about our power block tenants. We're doing very well with our trade league. For our next principal block, I think I want transport infrastructure. This is very economic in character. And then for the other, I want construction. Actually, I've just changed my mind. I want construction first. Because this will let us use our company slot to form a big construction conglomerate. And that'll be fun. Let's take a look at tech. Obviously, we finished trench warfare. So, let's go ahead. I'm going to implement rail transport for this other army. We've got a 4th Italian army for some reason. So we'll just go ahead and put that army... Oh, right. Before I do this, let's hit the upgrade all units button. We've got a 4th Italian army. I'm going to leave that be for a second and figure out what to do with them. After that, let's take another look at our market. Let's take a look at the world market. And my primary question is, what is the price of oil like right now in history? In our moment in history, oil is not that expensive. That's good. We're about to become a moderate-sized oil producer. Not a large one, but a moderate one. So that's just fine. Food security, I can't really do that much about in Lombardy, other than trying to get rid of the unemployment here. Which means building up the economy. Let's build some levels of textile mills. I'm sorry for that noise. That's just something that's going on in my brain. And we'll build up some iron mines as well. And maybe we'll build some steel mills. And that'll create some employment. Like, one of the things about states is they often end up with a cyclical unemployment situation going on where they have low population, and that means they've got low productivity, which means low everything else. Let's build up some jobs in South Tyrol, because we need that area to function. We've got wood here, which means it's a good place for furniture manufactories. So let's get some of those building. And that's kind of what we'll have to do over there. Do a promotion. The rural folk demand the promotion of Major General Giacomo Buglianetti, touting his history of loyal and effective service. He did fight well in the most recent war. He's getting quite old, but, you know, it's a good time to promote him. So many medals adorned his jacket that one could scarcely see the fabric beneath, but it was not yet enough. Chest puffed out with pride, the general smiled as he imagined the look on Boieri's face when the general learned of his imminent ascension. Their rivalry was legendary among the officers. At last, he would have his due. I can make the rural folk happy, or I can say they won't force our hand to make the petite bourgeoisie happier and make him unpopular. I'm going to make them happy. They're a very powerful interest group in our country and part of the governing coalition. Just looking to see if there are any changes I can make to the laws. Still can't really secularize the state. We go to agrarianism, but I don't think that's necessarily useful. So we'll have to stay where we are. Undade has retired, General Undade. Let's just take a quick look and make sure none of our armies are low in command capacity. Looks like they are not. So for the 4th Army, we'll deal with them in a little bit. Now, Istria. Istria is the actual name of this location. Tooling workshops seem profitable. Let's build up there. Coal mines do not seem profitable. What can we use those coal mines for? Oh my gosh, we need wheat farms here, or there's going to be a major starvation issue. We're subsidizing ports. Might not be the most effective economic policy here. Well, that's okay. How are things going here? There's some unemployment. Because there's not much industry here, unfortunately. Let's build some steel mills. We can always use more steel mills. And we got coal here, so that's... we can participate well with that. And that's a pretty large construction queue overall. Let's go ahead and unpause things. Now, in a few more weeks, this army should sort itself out. Yep, looks like it's gotten successfully upgraded. I'm going to merge it with the First Corps. And we'll see how that goes. There we go, perfect. They lost all their organization, but that's alright. So, ratios are looking okay. Let's round off our numbers of conscripts, just to make that work. I need one more infantry unit here to round out that number. Let's do 2 more units of cavalry. And then 3 more units of artillery. Am I weird for how I'm doing this? Yeah, absolutely. Let's just go up to a nice... Don't like that. Let's just go up to a nice even 15, 10, 5 pattern for these other armies. Then for the Third Corps... Alright, let's throw all those barracks at the top of the queue, because it seems that a fight has found me. So what is this? This is a Sahrawi. Okay, Morocco's fighting Sahrawi. Alright. That's not a big deal at all. I will mobilize 1 army to go and handle this. Not going to be a problem. How are things going with Morocco? They're going alright. Their Liberty Desire is going down. By the way, one more thing I wanted to mention, but forgot. Liberty Desire is going down pretty much across the board. Marina Kingdom is not going down as much as I would like, but it will be going down later. Siam is going down a little bit. Our economies are pretty thoroughly entangled. Do I need to support... I'm already funding lobbies. Alright, well that'll do. Let's queue in building up some rubber resources while there is reason to do so. And then we'll do the same in the Marina Kingdom. This is going to be an eventually issue, but it'll get done. Alright, let's go ahead and unpause here. I don't anticipate anyone standing for the Sahrawi people. It does appear that the British and French are shooting at each other, or preparing to shoot at each other at least. I am not involved in this situation, although I kind of wish I was. It looks like the primary target is in Mysore, which is in India, where I don't have an interest. So that simply is what it is. Paying a lot in interest, but cash flow is okay overall. So I'm feeling pretty alright. We're getting a new tenant, a new mandate every 3 years. So that should be just fine. Votes for clear skies. Following the recent expansion of industry into rural communities in Emilia, Oronzio Grifeo has begun a local campaign for the Agrarian Party, stressing desired solutions to the unpleasant smog now common around the region's factories. The pall of smoke that obscures the sky seemed to be reflected in the eyes of the villagers as he rode by. Rather than the bright sunny day that he had anticipated, the speech would be accompanied by the ever-present gloom. It was no matter. As Oronzio Grifeo looked up at the sky and envisioned the cloud obscuring the hearts of men, a vision for a new sort of rhetoric crossed his mind. Whilst the workmen began to raise the stage, he picked up a pen and started to write. The agrarian party will bring back the sun. 20% momentum, anti-industrial reactions, stronger peasant and reactionary movements. Industrialist pops become more radical, or they stand for nothing but the opposition of progress. 2% of rural folk pops in Amelia become more radical, but reduce momentum. Interesting. I'm going to go with the second one. I don't want a stronger reactionary movement, that's for dang sure. I'm going to put some of our rubber plantations up at the top of the queue here, just to get them done a little bit sooner. The ones in Bangkok and one of the ones in North Madagascar. That's the Marina Kingdom, right, is Madagascar. So, we're developing cordial relations with the North German Federation. We're developing cordial relations with Great Britain. Pressing issues. The Anglo-Election has drawn attention to platforms to various contending parties, blah, 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 blah. We've seen this event a bunch of times. Our parties are basically the same as they've ever been, so I can throw a little bit of momentum wherever I like. Let's put it with the Agrarian Party. We'll continue our current coalition. Communist movement organizes in Calabria. Organizers affiliated with the Communist movement have embarked on a focused campaign to inspire support for Council Republic in Calabria. Residents of every region in the world like to say that their home has a long and unique history of tight-knit community. The organizer almost agreed. The problem, of course, was that said community often did not extend to outsiders. He'd been thrown out on his ear more times than he could count, but he persisted nonetheless. If he could introduce the right phrase into the right circles, perhaps even an idea that had been rejected out of hand at first would begin to find purchase. There are plenty of willing ears in Calabria, stronger communist movement, extra pop political strength than radicals, or they must be concerned with far more grounded things, half the bonuses to pop strength and radicals from political movements, but no increased communist movement support. I'm going to go with the first one. We'll see if the communist movement can make something happen. Now, did I put myself back at high taxes? I did. I'm going to drop that back to low. Ooh, that number does not look good. I'm going to put them back to high. We're low on taxation capacity in some areas, but mostly that's due to devastation, which is going to go away over time. For the other areas, let's just throw those government buildings at the top of the queue. I know that you can click the Add Buildings button to make that work that way. But I'm not going to do that. We've got a weird bonus fleet out here. Oh, these are from fleets in Istria. Alright, so let's cut these frigates. I'm just going to cut the frigates and ironclads. I don't need a larger fleet. Alright, so this war is probably going to go really, really fast. The enemy only has a tiny amount of territory, and we have high capacity to go forward. This bar is a little bit curious. We are at full organization, but we're not doing a thing here. I think once this war finishes, though, I am going to pop the budget back to... Okay, they back down. Beautiful. Alright. So I'm going to cost us a bunch of cash, but we got to keep standard of living up. That's the goal here. I do not want to be at high taxation for 30 years again, because I was really causing a problem with my steez, my style and ease. So Switzerland is rapidly moving to the point where they'd be willing to become a independent state. That's very good. Ottoman Empire is going. They're on their way there. They're not as thoroughly entangled as I would like, but I have the ability to build them up. Unfortunately, right now, I need to focus on building up my own economy, because I'm still in... Oh, I just hit 5th place. I just passed America. Excellent. I'm still below the Russians and the Chinese. It's not a shock that I'm below the British, but I do need to keep ahead of the Russians. Let me take a look at their military methods once again. See if I can identify where they are technologically. Where's their army? Russia, are you doing a national militia? No, they're in peasant levy. Oh, so they are still locked to, hold on. Let me just see if I can find... Okay, so they're doing skirmish infantry. Skirmish, okay. And they should be doing mobile artillery? Yeah. Okay, so they're still kind of a force, militarily. But not for long, because I got trench infantry now. For whom the bell tolls, the aged Carcano Shipa, leader of the petite bourgeoisie, has unexpectedly expired mid-campaign, robbing the far left of a cornerstone politician. The question of his replacement is now on everyone's lips. Unexpected? Bah! That old bag of bones was long overdue to meet his maker. It's about time that party saw some new blood. Go with the popular but inept candidate. He dies, extra momentum, a character appears. Or the determined but haughty youngster secures the chair. He dies and a character appears. I'm going to go with the second one. Let's see who we get. Corrado is our new president. Corrado Boerio is the new president of Italy. Cool. You are a romantic and a basic entrepreneur. Lovely. And you're a Democrat, which doesn't change. Wait, who are you? Because you're not the leader of the petite bourgeoisie. That's curious. Because they're headed up by a traditionalist now, which I don't love. I'm going to need to do some manipulation on that. We also lost Guglielmetti, our general, who wasn't one of these two, actually, it turns out. He was one of the guys in the Second Corps, and we lost a bunch of authority, so that's unfortunate. Let's grab this guy. He's reckless. Luigi Cardorna. Cool. That's fun. Anyone else good? We got a stalwart defender and a moderate in the rural folk. Seems good. Let's give him some promotions, and maybe he'll wind up in charge. Now, this number is not doing well at all. I'm going to have to cut some consumption taxes. And it's not... Prospects are not looking great. I'm going to cut our consumption tax on fruit. Umberto Amaretti. Alright, and he's the lead of the petite bourgeoisie. Now, if I put Italian Abraham Lincoln here, I can't put him in leadership because the petite bourgeoisie are not pressured by the corporatist movement. That's a crying shame. What else am I spending authority on? A three-country monopoly. Oh, interesting. So that costs me authority. That's curious. I'm going to remove Montero Seta's trade rights. Is that smart? I think it is. And that's gonna give me the rest of my authority back. That's supposed to give me the rest of my authority back. What happened? Oh, because I got free company charters. All right. I thought that was one of those other things. One of those things that was costing me authority, but I guess not. Armies are back to the point where they're supposed to be at. Let's round off our conscripts once again, now that we've got a little bit more population to play with. Alright, numbers are mostly looking good. Okay. Alright, so... things are looking pretty alright. Cash flow's doing okay. It could be better, but it's not as bad as it could be. Let's take a quick look at the government. The current government is actually reasonably reasonable. Can I bring someone in? Ooh, I have a modernizer who I could put in charge of rural folk, theoretically. I cannot. I cannot, because they are not pressured. That's a shame. Now, how can I get compulsory primary education? Who cares about this? It's only the trade unions. And the trade unions, bless them, they just haven't gotten anything together. Ditto for the intelligentsia. It's been a very curious run overall. I kind of don't know what to make of it, to be completely honest. Because our armed forces, like, we've built a huge army, but our armed forces kind of remain just sort of goofing about below 0%, below 5% support. So I just don't know what to make of it. Let's move a few more of these rubber plantations to the top of the queue as well. You know, just to get them going. Just to bash away at them. We have these iron mines building as well, since they're nearly finished. I really don't want to cut another consumption tax, but I think I have to. What's the alternative from a tech perspective? I've already got pan-nationalism. I don't really have one. I can just tolerate this extra radicals from political movements. It's only 95, so it's not that bad. Our boy, Umberto, will improve. Let's take a quick look at tech. Our maximum is 150, so we are at our innovation cap. And we are getting unspent innovation to tech spread, although not much of it. Mutual funds is completed. This gives us reduced interest rate and increased minting, which is very, very good. Does that give us new ownership production methods for anything? At least anything I can change directly. Sugar plantations, automatically irrigate. Cotton plantations, automatically irrigate. Silk plantations and vineyards do the same. Advanced tactics training, let's do it. Oh, right! I gotta electrify the country. Oh, heck. I completely forgot. Let's get rail on... at least using transport. Oil rigs will do the same. Okay, oil is not productive. Let's Sabine oil. We'll sell it. We'll sell that thing. Well, I guess I am making tariff revenue here. Oil's dirt cheap. I don't need to tariff it. But what if I ooh, I lost an agitator. That's good. And I've got an event. I know I've got an event. Gosh, how long is this episode going on? I've completely lost track of time. Not too long. Okay, now, what do I need to be doing here? I think I need to be subvening, fabric. Because I'm producing way more of that than I've ever produced. Now, what was I was trying to recover my authority, but my authority is doing okay. Oil. Where can I find more uses for oil? In our tech tree. And electrical generation, I need to deal with that. So, after we get Wargamer, we're going to grab the radio. And then we're going to grab electric railways. And all that makes sense from that perspective. If we get conveyors or mechanized farming, that'll increase. That'll provide uses for oil. But I don't necessarily want to rush there. After this stuff, I actually don't need the trains thing as urgently as I need to get up to automatic machine gun. And then defense in depth. Now, defense in depth... let's actually do defense in depth first, and then automatic machine gun. Because once we've got radio, we'll be able to build siege artillery, and that'll give us a giant advantage militarily. And after that, it's just all of our other stuff. And then finally, once that's done, we'll grab electric railways. And that'll go well for us. So, I was going to electrify the country. That's right. But first, an event. Against the odds, despite not enjoying full rights under Italian law, some wealthier Romanian people have begun moving into neighborhoods and frequenting establishments they would normally be excluded from. Romanians are a tier 3 for sharing a heritage cultural trait with the primary culture. That makes them sufferers of open prejudice. If we want our children to have a future, this is where we should raise them, he said. I want them to live somewhere safe. She crossed her arms. Have you seen the looks we get? When people talk about safe, they don't mean safe for us, they mean safe from us. We may need new regulations to keep the peace. 2% of Romanian pops in Italy become more radical. Extra radicalism for discriminated pops, or they've fairly earned their success with all that entails. Weaker and saltier landowners and petite bourgeoisie, 2% of Romanian pops in Italy become more loyalist. I'm going to say we may need new regulations to keep the peace. I don't want to piss off my petite bourgeoisie. And also, we're doing a whole nation state thing. Now, once again, I'm forced to do math. Born to Nya, forced to per my last email. Urban center size 37. Urban centers, where are you at? Talk to me. To get electric streetlights, we need 3 electricity per level of the building. So, where we're going to, how much electrification we're going to build is going to be based on the size of the urban center. So, here, for example, we're going to need 2 levels. And then we'll deal with other electrification things as they come. Tuscany, 1 level. Emilia, 1 level. Piedmont, 2 levels. Savoy, 1 level. Sardinia, 1 level. Corsica, 1 level. I had to build up Corsica. Lombardy, 1 level. South Tyrol, technically no levels, but we'll get to that later. Venezia, 1 level. Istria, 1 level. Romagna, 1 level. Umbria, 1 level. Abruzzo, 1 level. Apulia, 1 level. Calabria, 1 level. Sicily, 1 level. And finally, Campania, 1 level. I'm going to put these... I'm going to leave them where they are at the end of the game. Oh, we lost an agitator. Yes, that was the other thing. So, ideally, I want to bring in somebody who can make my petite bourgeoisie radical again, but that seems to not be an option. So, who can I bring in here? Got a radical here with the rural folk, a radical here with the intelligentsia, Democrat here with the industrialists, authoritarian with the landowners. No one I'm really interested in. Alright, well, we'll simply keep doing what we're doing. What a curious situation. Occitania, who are you fighting? Oh, you're fighting on the side of someone in the whole French-British affair. You must be fighting on the side of the French. Occitania, are you sure you wouldn't like to be better friends? You want to draft a treaty? They don't want an offensive pact, which, frankly, ridiculous. Why would you not want a defensive pact with me? Oh, they do, kind of. 95% chance. Cool. Let's do it, Occitania. Wonderful. I'm delighted. So, is anyone significant fighting on the French side other than Occitania? Doesn't appear so. France, I think you're going to lose. Siam is damaging relations. Siam, how could you? We're such good friends. You're forcing me to do this, Siam. Fine, I'll share my knowledge with you, but only under protest. I'm doing too much knowledge sharing. I'm not doing knowledge sharing with Gaza or Zulu at this point. But let's take a look at some of these other places. Transvaal is still high in liberty desire. Gosh dang. And I'm funding the lobbies and everything. Oranya's getting down there. Alright, that's good. Marina Kingdom is Midland. I am knowledge sharing with them. Switzerland, I'm knowledge sharing and supporting the regime. They're getting really low in liberty desire, thank God. And same with the Ottoman Empire. Relations to the Ottoman Empire are rock solid. And we got wargaming going. I sure do love wargaming, as many of you have noticed in comments and in other discussions. Let's take another quick pass at our government. Okay, alright. So we are suffering from some weaknesses of government size here. Istria and South Tyrol, and most of that tax wastage is due to low incorporation status, or recently conquered. Recently conquered. That's the thing we're thinking about here. So we've slated in electrification of the country. We haven't electrified the country yet, but we're working on it. It's a process. Cash flow is good. Well, cash flow is okay. GDP growth is great. Standard of living has never been higher. In fact, where are we in the standard of living rankings? We're 29th. I don't love that. But, happily, a lot of the leading countries are small countries that are in our... And the highest ones are actually in our power block, which makes me feel really good. Let me just take a look at the rankings and see where we actually are with SOL. So, the real question is, are there any great powers that are exceeding us? Great Britain, yes. Belgium, yes. Netherlands, yes. Otherwise... Man, I really hope all those explosions aren't being picked up. We're the second of all the great powers. Obviously, we've got a lot of countries ahead of us, but that's pretty okay. Belgium and the Netherlands are both majors. So, you know, maybe it's time to bury our beef with the Belgians. Who knows? Anyway, that is all we've got time for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.